Tonight at 6, a record number of COVID-19 cases on campus and across Ohio. What health experts have to say about the rising case counts.
And the growing potential of a strike by staff in the Streetsboro School District. We have the details.
Controversial comments accidentally posted to the Summit County Board of Elections Twitter account. How officials are fixing this mistake.
Judge Amy Coney Barrett was questioned by the Senate about her potential stances on the Supreme Court. What she was asked and how she responded. TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good Tuesday evening, and thank you for joining us. We've been tracing the COVID trends right here in Portage County, and that's where we'll begin. I'm Maddy Haberberger.
And I'm Rachel Gross. Cases of coronavirus have been increasing here in Portage County, but so has the testing.
Our reporter Alexandria Manthey looked into what could be causing these changes. Alex, what can you tell us?
That's right, Rachel and Maddy. The number of reported COVID-19 cases is on the rise, not just here on campus, but in Portage County and across the state. Cases had one of its largest increases on October 8th, with 21 cases reported that day, and Ohio had its single-day increase on October 9th. There seems to be a rising trend over the past few months, but why?
When I go out, which is rarely, I'm seeing less mask use than maybe a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago. So I am concerned that people are kind of getting this fatigue about the pandemic, and that could lead to an increase in cases.
Experts say testing could also be contributing to these spikes in cases.
Surprisingly, as we test more, we're going to find more cases. I mean, that's what we've seen just pretty much everywhere. Because a lot of the cases can be either asymptomatic or mild. I think we wouldn't necessarily catch those cases if we weren't doing additional testing.
With Halloween and the holiday season coming up, Portage County could potentially experience another large increase in cases.
Type of gathering where you're going to be with people for an extended period of time is a risk for transmitting this, especially if you go indoors and especially if you're unmasked.
Many college students are in the low-risk category for contracting COVID-19, so some are asking, why should they care?
College students themselves are not particularly vulnerable to the worst effects of coronavirus, but they can transmit it to others who are.
The Ohio Pandemic Response Team will host free testing on October 28th at Stanton Middle School from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The drive-by testing is open to Kent State students and the Kent community. For TV2 News, I'm Alexandria Manthey.
Thanks, Alex. Now, Kent State updated its own COVID-19 dashboard today, reporting 54 new COVID cases for the week of October 4th. This is up from 40 from the week before.
There are now a total of 219 cases of coronavirus related to the Kent campus since July 7th. Johnson & Johnson paused its COVID vaccine clinical trial because of an unexplained illness. This is so doctors can check if the illness is linked to the vaccine or just a coincidence. The drug maker says the participant is being evaluated by an independent safety monitoring board, as well as physicians within the company. No other details about the illness were released. Johnson & Johnson says this is only a study pause, which is standard protocol during a clinical trial.
And as pharmaceutical companies continue to work towards a COVID vaccine, Facebook has announced that it will stop allowing anti-vaccine ads on its platform. The company has faced criticism in the past for putting very little restriction on what can be posted or advertised. Facebook said in a blog post that their goal is to, quote, prohibit ads with information that could harm public health efforts.
The restrictions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic have forced college students across the country to learn to adjust to a new way of education this semester. But with sudden change comes mental health effects. TV2 reporter Lexi Biasi spoke to one college student who is struggling more than ever before.
I have never been so stressed as a college student than I am now.
Stress and anxiety, two feelings that are all too familiar to college students.
Maybe blush in the face. I feel a little, uneasy. My hands are sweating a little bit. I feel tense, and I feel overwhelmed. I think those are some of the things that, might play into being stressed or being anxious.
According to Mental Health America, October is normally the most stressful time for college students, but now it's even worse given the pandemic.
I have had 6 anxiety attacks in the past 5 days. Well, I had 6 within the course of 5 days. Which is not normal for me.
And students like Madison aren't alone. I took to Twitter to find out how other students are holding up, and out of 394 responses, 65% said they are dealing poorly with their stress and anxiety, 31% said they are managing to get by, and 4% said they are doing just fine.
It'll vary person to person. We all respond differently in different stressful situations, but I think college students and really just people in general, are experiencing an increase in mental health distress.
And just because someone feels like they are drowning, that doesn't always mean they will reach out for help. So across Northeast Ohio, different universities are trying to support their students.
We're doing a lot, not only having, 4 counseling interns, including myself, so it's 5 therapists for our campus. We're also doing a lot of social media blitzes. We're doing like yoga on the green every week.
We have a program at John Carroll called Let's Talk, a drop-in hour or so where we would do a drop-in consultation with a therapist if a student wanted. It was outside of the counseling center office, no appointment, no paperwork. You can pop in for 10 minutes or a half hour, whatever you needed. And so we're continuing that virtually a few days a week.
For many, the process of adjusting to this semester has been hard.
It has been a long process. Learning how to juggle classes online and a job it's been a learning experience.
But professionals want to remind students this too shall pass.
We can be all the stronger from it. And so just really having faith in ourselves that we can be resilient.
Reporting in Kent, I'm Lexi Biasi.
Your mental health is very important, especially in these unprecedented times.
That's right, and keep in mind, even doing small activities could help make a difference on hard days. Now, Dan, is there anything that you do when it's nice outside to help you de-stress?
Yes, I absolutely love to take my dog to a park down the street for a nice long walk to center myself, remind myself that not all days are bad days, there are good days. And if you feel like going for a walk tonight, you are in luck because the current conditions in Kent are a nice cool 58 degrees and it feels a little warmer because of that sunshine. There's no clouds in the sky, enjoy it. 39 for a dew point and a nice gentle breeze coming in from the west at a mere 2 miles per hour. Visibility is only at 4 miles, but that won't stop you from seeing the beautiful Portage County autumn sunset like I like to enjoy every single night. And we're not the only ones enjoying this beautiful weather. As you can see, the rest of northeastern Ohio is also enjoying these pleasant conditions. 58 in Cleveland, 56 in Worcester, 60 in Mansfield. They're a little bit ahead of the race. Now moving on to your hourly forecast in case you would like to plan your walk for a little bit later on in the night or go see somebody. You can expect clear conditions almost all night long. At 9 p.m., it's just going to drop down to a nice cool 53 degrees, but you'll still have a clear sky and the wind will still die down. Moving out into the rest of the night, come midnight, we will see cooler temperatures, 51 degrees with a beautiful waning crescent moon. And at 5 a.m. for all of you early birds, you will be experiencing the low for tomorrow at 48 degrees, but clear conditions all day long. And as for right now, always keep in mind that anything that you can do to reach out to other people, well, maybe they're in a tough place too. That wraps up your current forecast. If you feel like going outside yet, that's fine, because we have more news, sports, and the 7-day forecast coming right your way on TV2.
Thanks, Dan. The Streetsboro School District have voted to approve a 10-day strike notice. This vote makes it even more likely that a strike will occur very soon. Streetsboro Education Association and the Streetsboro School Support Association are still waiting for the latest updates from their respective bargaining teams. Negotiations have been going on for nearly a year for successor arguments. SEA has a meeting set with the Streetsboro School Board for October 27th, while SSSA does not.
Youngstown State University and the union representing its faculty members continue negotiations following a 10-month contract dispute that has led faculty to go on strike. With YSU students set to return from fall break tomorrow, if a deal is not reached today, some may see their classes canceled temporarily. Among the issues the YSU OEA union members had the most pressing dealt with: intellectual rights, getting a say in department heads, job security, and health care. Here's Mark Vopat, the YSU OEA spokesperson.
I've gotten nothing but positive responses from students. I've had several students email me, sort of show support, that we're behind you, and good luck with the strike. Social media has sort of lit up. A number of students and former students have sort of been remarking on how much they appreciate what the faculty have done for them. So it actually does make us feel very good to have that kind of student support behind us.
Day 2 in the confirmation hearings for Judge Amy Coney Barrett. What campaign issues are taking center stage as she faces questions from the Senate floor?
A controversial tweet made by a local board of elections. How it happened, coming up.
And at long last, Apple has finally announced its new products. Find out what the newest iPhone has to offer.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Welcome back. Vice President Mike Pence made a stop in Columbus today. Pence spoke at Savco Sons Construction Company about the nomination of Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. He called opposition to her nomination, quote, attacks on religious faiths, and says they must stop. Now today marks the second day of confirmation hearings for Barrett.
And on that second day of Supreme Court confirmation hearings on Capitol Hill, senators have an opportunity to ask Judge Amy Coney Barrett questions directly.
And yesterday's opening statements seemed to set the table for each party's line of inquiry today.
CNN's Karen Kafa has the latest from Washington.
With exactly 3 weeks to go until Election Day, Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett in the hot seat.
The game plan for today is to do our first round of 30-minute questioning.
Opening statements by Senate Judiciary Committee members Monday foreshadowed common lines of questioning Tuesday. Republicans giving Judge Barrett an opportunity to highlight her resume and her judicial philosophy, much like that of the late Justice Antonin Scalia.
If I'm confirmed, you would not be getting Justice Scalia, you would be getting Justice Barrett. And that's so because originalists don't always agree.
Democrats grilling Judge Barrett on the idea of precedent, especially in the case of Roe v. Wade, which legalized abortion.
Do you agree with Justice Scalia's view that Roe can and should be overturned by the Supreme Court?
I know one reason why it would be comforting to you to have an answer, but I can't express views on cases or pre-commit to approaching a case any particular way.
And the Affordable Care Act. The court is set to hear a challenge to the Obama-era health care law on November 10th.
I think you're a sympathetic person. But I do believe that the president selected you because he wanted somebody with your philosophy, and he had a reason for it.
Republicans seeking to move the process along with the goal of final confirmation before Election Day on November 3rd. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
U.S. Representative Tim Ryan and his two challengers debated in Youngstown on Monday night ahead of re-election for the spot in the 13th District. Ryan said he is one of Congress's most bipartisan members and is willing to work across the aisle. His opponent, Republican Christina Hagan, says the district can't afford another term of Ryan, saying in part, quote, he's had 11 years. I'm asking you to give me 11 months. Ryan and Hagan will appear on the ballot alongside Libertarian Michael Frick of Kent.
The Summit County Board of Elections has come under fire as a tweet questioning the severity of COVID-19 was posted to their Twitter account. The post was made by Wayne Darlington, who had sole access to the Twitter account and was believing he was posting to his personal Twitter account. The board chair, Bill Rich, said this message was not consistent with the board's policy to remain politically neutral when communicating information to the public.
With just 3 weeks until Election Day, both major party candidates are on the campaign trail. President Trump held a rally yesterday in Sanford, Florida, his first since his COVID-19 diagnosis 10 days ago. Less than 2 hours before the event, his physician, Dr. Sean Conley, said the president had tested negative for the virus on consecutive days, but didn't give a date when tests were taken. Former Vice President Joe Biden called the president's actions, quote, risky and reckless. He'll be campaigning in Florida this evening after speaking in Toledo earlier today.
The conspirators charged in a plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer had also discussed kidnapping Virginia Governor Ralph Northam. Both governors had faced criticism over the summer for their COVID-19 restrictions. FBI agent Richard Trask told courts this is why the men saw these governors as potential targets. Now all 6 men are facing charges in court this week.
And hello and welcome back to all you Kent Staters and all of Portage County. Weatherman Dan here again to tell you what the rest of your week might look like. And as we begin the story of the 7-day broadcast, we'll look at tonight's conditions leading into tomorrow morning. For the rest of tonight, you can expect a low temperature of only 43 degrees with winds coming in from the west by southwest at a mere 6 miles per hour. Clear to partly cloudy later on around 3 a.m., but only 14% cloud coverage, and you can expect to see your sunrise at 6:47 a.m. sharp. And as for the rest of Ohio coming in, we can all see that we are sharing similar temperatures: 58 in Akron, 59 in Lima, 58 in Steubenville, 48 in Athens, 53 degrees in our beautiful capital of Columbus, Ohio. Moving on to your 7-day forecast, here is what you can expect. For the rest of today, it will be pleasant and cloudy, and tomorrow conditions will become a little more unclear. You can expect a high of 67 and 57 for a low. Fun fact, we have actually been experiencing higher than average temperatures for the past week, and that could be due to Hurricane Delta's storm pushing all that warm weather up from the south. And that makes these autumn conditions a lot more enjoyable. Back to the 7-day, 68 degrees for your high on Thursday. And this is where we experience something called a high pressure, low caliber front, which is a mixture of air pressures from coming down from the Great Lake and mixing with the warmer air pressures coming from the south, which will actually give us kind of an interesting weekend. Thursday, we can expect a lot of thunderstorms, coming in from the morning, getting stronger throughout the day. Moving on to Friday, it will be cooler and cloudy. And Saturday, we will see nicer conditions with a high of 56 and 46 for a low separated by 10 degrees. Mostly strong winds as an after effect of the front that will be mixing over Ohio from the north and the south. Sunday, your high will be 58 degrees, actually. I know it's not listed there, but I know. 65 for a low, mostly cloudy with more strong gusts. But come the next week, we will see that front push past us as we have much calmer conditions. 66 for a high on Monday. But unfortunately, we will still be left with some rain showers on Tuesday with 59 for a high. Temperatures dropping back down for this autumn season. And that brings our weather time together to a close. But don't fret, because Jack is up next to the plate with sports section right here to knock it out of the park.
Are you ready for some football on a Tuesday night? I'll tell you about this rare Tuesday night NFL game coming up in sports.
And see what Apple has in store for the next iPhone, a minor facelift, and new tech.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jack Berney, and for only the second time in the history of the NFL, we will have Tuesday Night Football. That's where we start. That's right, the Titans and the Bills will face off tonight, making it the second time an NFL game has been played on a Tuesday in the last 70 years. The other time was when the Eagles and the Vikings played on a Tuesday in 2010 after a blizzard in Philadelphia. The game tonight was originally scheduled for Sunday, but had to be moved because of a COVID outbreak in the Titans organization. Both the Titans and the Bills are undefeated, and this game figures to be a classic, folks. I think the Bills will get it done, though, because Josh Allen is one of the most versatile quarterbacks in the NFL, both running and throwing the ball, and their defense will do just enough to contain Titans running back Derrick Henry. And from Tuesday Night Football to Monday Night Football last night, Drew Brees getting ready for the game, but it was Justin Herbert who made plays early. He rolls to his right, throws across his body to Keenan Allen, who makes the catch for the touchdown. Chargers go on top 7-0 early, but if there's one thing NFL fans have seen for the last 10 years, it's Drew Brees making comebacks as he makes one here to tie the game for the Saints. He finds Jared Cook for the touchdown. We are tied at 20. He's pumped up, but the Chargers would respond. Justin Herbert throws it deep to a wide open Mike Williams, who just backpedals into the end zone, goes untouched. The Chargers take a 27-20 lead in the fourth quarter, but here come the Saints, and Taysom Hill, the Swiss Army knife of the NFL, he can do it all, folks. He dives across the pylon for the touchdown. The Saints tie it at 27, but the Chargers have a chance to win it here. The kick is up, and it is no good. It doinks off the upright. How about that? We are going into overtime, and in overtime, the Saints with a chance to win it, and it's Will Lutz who makes the field goal to win it for the Saints. They win 30-27, and moving on from football to baseball, as the Rays took on the Astros in Game 2 of the ALCS. That's Manuel Margot, who hit a 3-run bomb to center to give the Rays an early 3-0 lead. And da-na-na-na-na-na. What's that? That's the Sports Center music, because this is a top 10 play, folks. Manuel Margot again dives across into the stands to make the catch. What a play, limiting the Astros' damage. But here comes those Astros. Carlos Correa hits one deep into the bullpen. The Astros cut the lead to 3-1, but in the end, it was too much. Tampa Bay, here we see catcher Mike Zunino. He gets a hanger, and he bangs it deep into the left center field seats, and the Rays take a 2-0 lead in the ALCS. They hang on to win this one 4-2. Game 3 of that series is tonight, and Game 2 that is be playing right now between the Braves and the Dodgers. Let's take a look at what happened last night. Freddie Freeman, MVP candidate, steps in. He hits a line drive deep into right field. That ball is way out of here into the fan section there in LA, and the Braves take a 1-0 lead, but Kiki Hernandez says, "Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding?" Because that ball was riding out of here. The Dodgers tie the game at 1, and we are tied going into the 9th as Austin Riley, the 9-hitter for the Braves, crushes that 98-mile-per-hour fastball into the seats off the facing of the second deck. The Braves take a 2-1 lead, and Ozzie Albies, man, he touches them all as he hits this one way, way out of here. The Braves extend the lead to 5-1 on that play, and they win by that score of 5-1. And the next games of both the ALCS and NLCS will take place tonight. The Dodgers and the Braves have already started, and the Dodgers and Braves are currently scoreless in the bottom of the first, but the Dodgers do have a guy on second base. I don't know about you guys at home, but I'm happy with all the sports I get to watch tonight. That's all I have for sports. Stay tuned for more news.
The newest iPhone was announced today. Find out when you can get your hands on Apple's latest technology.
And it's Prime Day. Hear why your Amazon packages may be looking a little different coming up.
Come on! Go, Diane! Yeah, keep it going! Yeah! Go, honey!
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane! Woo! You got this!
Roll over. Chance high five. All right. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother and... I am totally a hot person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back. Amazon's two-day Prime Day celebrations kicked off this morning. For those of you who are taking advantage of the deal, you may notice some changes to the boxes your products are delivered in. The retail giant has switched to new, more eco-friendly boxes that have a large white pumpkin shape on the side. Now, if you draw a face on that pumpkin and scan the nearby QR code, your jack-o'-lantern drawing will come to life. Amazon says the augmented reality experience is a low-cost way for people to celebrate Halloween at home and a fun way to get use from the boxes before recycling them. This all comes as a part of their new campaign, Less Packaging, More Smiles.
Target and Walmart are holding major discount events to compete with Amazon Prime Day. That e-commerce event started today after the pandemic prompted Amazon to delay it. Target's deals will run Tuesday and Wednesday, and the chain is billing the event as an early start to the holiday sales. Walmart's Big Save event is already underway. The chain is promising Black Friday-like discounts through Thursday.
The wait is finally over. Apple unveiled its iPhone 12 to the world today at a virtual launch event. The newest version of the iPhone will mark the tech giant's debut in 5G ultra-band coverage. It also includes an edge-to-edge Super Retina SDR display and a LiDAR scanner for more augmented reality capabilities. The launch also announced a new smart speaker called the HomePod Mini. Pre-orders for the iPhone 12 start at 5 a.m. Pacific time on October 16th.
Now, Maddie, I don't know about you, but I might have to take some advantages of that Prime Day deal.
Absolutely. I haven't even looked yet. I didn't know what was going on, but my heart says yes, bank account says no, but I mean, it's the only time we have. It's only these 2 days, so I might as well take advantage of it, you know?
Right, exactly. Now, you know they have those 2-day shipping deals, so Dan, am I going to enjoy my walk to the mailbox on Thursday?
Oh, hopefully you will. Actually, you might actually get struck by lightning, because in case you missed the 7-day forecast, or just in case you missed me, Weatherman Dan, I'm back with your recap for the weekly forecast. As you can see, tomorrow you'll be in store for some nice warmer weather, 67 for a high, 57 for a low, partly cloudy, but it's mostly going to be pleasant all throughout the day. Now, come Thursday, it will be a different story as a high-tier, low-wave trough of a pressure front mixes from the north coming down with the warm weather of the south, and that will cause some kind of chaotic conditions for the rest of the weekend. As you can see, moving into Friday, you'll have cooler and cloudy conditions. Saturday, Sunday, those will be nice, and you could definitely start out your week on a slightly cloudier note. Stay happy, healthy, and always enjoy life. It's short. That's all. TV2 News to you.
Well, that's all for this evening's edition of TV2 News. As always, thanks for being here.
Be sure to connect with us on social media at TV2KSU. For all things Kent State and Portage County, I'm Rachel Gross.
And I'm Maddy Haberberger. We're here every weekday at 6, so we'll see you tomorrow.
We might root for different teams, but we all respect the game. And we can all root for each other when we wear a mask. Mask up, America.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.